It hasn't even completely dried yet, and look how smooth it is.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Refurbished Life. My name's Crystal. I got these two pieces of furniture from an old friend who wanted me to redo them in black, and so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show you how you get a perfect streak-free finish. Always start off by cleaning your piece first. This was interesting. I used TSP and it was actually making it peel. Then I go in and make sure all of the stuff that is peeling is off as well. I had to go in with some stripper on the top of this one because it was very stubborn. And because it was quite hot, you want to put plastic wrap over whatever areas are going to dry out too quickly. Make sure that when you're working on old pieces of furniture that you remember to mask up because you don't want to be exposed to any possible lead-based paint. Here is my favorite mask. I can add a link for anybody that's interested. The old finish was failing and patchy on the top, and so I wanted to get it completely off. For the rest, I scuff sand and make sure I get into those grooves, and then I'm going to be using a primer. I'm going to use shellac. I use a clear spray shellac on the bigger dresser because we were originally planning to do a distressed look on the larger one and then change plans later. You'll see that on the smaller piece of furniture I use a thin shellac primer in white because we were not going to do distressing on the smaller one. This shellac based primer is my favorite. It's pretty runny though. It dries very quickly, so you need to work quickly. And when you're done with your 2 coats, that's what I'd recommend is 2 coats. Then you can lightly sand it. It's very quick and easy to sand, and it has amazing adhesion, so it's really great to use on laminate and things like that that are not even wood. This Valspar cabinet and furniture enamel paint is excellent paint. It's a little spendy. I got it tinted in the color Caviar by Sherwin-Williams.
As I'm getting to the final layer, I like to use my zebra angled brush. It covers the area better, and so I get into the edges, places where my roller won't reach. And then smooth this out a bit. Then you go over with your foam roller, and that's going to give you a better texture. And the more times you go over it, you want to decrease pressure each time because that will minimize the texture and also pop the bubbles as well. So by the last pass over, you barely have any pressure at all. You're really just making contact and dragging it over. Okay, so you get the area covered first. And if you have less on your roller, yes, you'll have to go over it more times, but that will help decrease texture as well. So now I'm just barely dragging it over. It hasn't even completely dried yet, and look how sweet it is. This is an enamel base, so it's gonna be durable anyway, but I'm going to also add a clear coat. And I'm going to be using an oil-based clear coat. If you're using a water base, it can get foggy on the top of the furniture if it's black, so add in some of the black color with the water base top coat if you're going to be using that. And you've probably seen in other videos that I've done, I use this blue sponge. I get it off Amazon. It's a Dixie Belle knockoff, and that is the best applicator, hands down, for me.
After boiling in vinegar and water, I just take some steel wool to it and shine it up, and I put paint stripper on the old latches to remove all of those layers.
This is the oil-based top coat I'm going to be using in satin. Just be careful, if you're using a chalk paint or something that reactivates with liquid, you might not want to use a wipe-on poly. Got my blue sponge here, but also these ones for the areas that are 90-degree, where obviously this is round, it can't get in all the corners, so I'm going to be using both. Make sure that you have cleaned off your area thoroughly with a lint-free rag, or some people use tack cloths. I prefer not to, but some people really love those. You don't want any debris, any little bubbles. Try to get them before it settles. I mean, one good thing about using the oil is that you have more work time than water base. And also, the only reason I'm using an oil base top coat is because it's black. Oil base tends to kind of get an amber after time, kind of a yellow tinge, so I prefer not to use it on any light colors, but it's more durable. I don't always do this, but I painted the back too, just because all of the old finish was on there and this is a cleaner look. This is 2 layers dried to a satin finish, and now we're just going to go ahead and do the little one as well. We finally made it to the last step. This is feed and wax. I put it on the inner edge and the bottom edge of the drawers to help it glide nicely again. These old dressers are wood on wood, so it needs a little help. It's also a great conditioner for the inside of the drawers and the outside of the drawers, just to make the wood rich and nice. Thank you if you've made it this far in the video. I really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and leave your comments and questions down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video.